Hey guys, good day. So, a friend of mine asked me if I think that this area I'm living in, Ollantay Tambo, is a first contact location, like a location where some of the first main contact experiences will happen, like the landing of the ships. Holy wowzers. And so, I hadn't really thought about it, really, but I think probably yes. For this reason, this place was actually built by extraterrestrials. So officially, this is the only living Inca village in Peru, according to the documentation in the hotel. So officially, like, this wall is Inca, and I do believe that this wall is actually Inca. However, if you follow me outside, I'm going to show you the evidence that this place was actually built by extraterrestrials. So this is the stonework here that I believe was built by extraterrestrials, beings from Atlantis, beings from higher dimensions, like highly evolved consciousnesses who could do magic and stuff. So I'm not going to talk too much about the architecture because, one, these aren't the best examples of it. I'm going to be going into the main ruin site soon and make a proper video about this, and I've also talked about it before. And so, but I will talk about my theory behind it. But these are pretty good examples here. So just take my word for the minute that this stonework is highly advanced, and we can't reproduce this today. It might not be obvious to the eye here, but these stones are cut like lasers, and they don't use mortar, which is impossible today. So I spoke to an architect here who was researching the same theory, and he says that we have to use mortar today, because even if there's like the tiniest pimple between two stones, and any land movement, even the mildest earthquake comes, it'll rattle the house to pieces. And these have stood, I believe, for possibly 12,000 or more years, maybe 11,000 or more. So this architect that I met says that the story of the Incas, because like the people here say that the Incas built this, but if you ask the Incas, they say no, this was built by even older beings. There was a race called the Viracocha, or there was a being, I'm not sure if it's a being or a race, but because officially it's a being, but some people are saying that they were actually a race of beings, the Viracocha. And the Viracocha came, they could walk on water, they came floating over a lake on their feet. And they taught us agriculture, astronomy, mathematics, architecture, and another quite good example here, and how to do these amazing stone walls. Someone's house, doing a bit nosy, but and so this is the idea. So basically, this archaeological park over here, which you can't really see for the shadow, is it's a key in the puzzle of whether Atlantis really existed, whether they were very high, whether we were visited by extraterrestrials in the past. And this whole town is built on the, if you look at the base, like at the base we have these huge great stones, and they've been filled in a bit with mortar here over time. But then as we get higher up, we've got worse stonework, and on the top we've got like very rudimentary modern stuff. I'm not sure if it's even adobe, like mud bricks. And we can see here, this is like pretty advanced architecture, even just here, just outside my back door. Like some mortar in there, I've touched it up, but not the best example. But yeah, so this is the basic theory that I have, that this whole place was built by beings like 11,000, 10,000 years ago. It's not just theory, because we've got the evidence in these stones, and there's much better examples in Cusco, in the city, in the Archaeological Park up here. If we can get it into contrast. And so like the whole place is like this. I'll turn around into the sun, you see better maybe. Like all the way down this passageway, all the way down there are these huge stones. And so basically they're very similar to what we see in the Giza plateau, where the pyramids are in Egypt, not specifically the pyramids, but the temples built around there, where they all appear to be cut like lasers, and they're put together in some very unusual ways, and we can't reproduce this today. It's just it's kind of impossible. So do I think this area is going to be a place for first contact? Well, like I say, I believe it was built by extraterrestrials. There's like more and more evidence. Like there's people all over YouTube talking about this, like Graham Hancock and John Anthony West. He talked about this a lot. And yeah, so this is the idea. Like the evidence is becoming like huge, like massive, like it's becoming quite common knowledge that extraterrestrials are real now. Like even the CIA is starting to admit it, and like they put so much pressure on them, all us ufologists and channels and people like us. Like we're talking about it, we're showing the evidence. Like there's evidence. This is one thing I discovered when like I got on this spiritual journey, and I started going on this. I started exploring a lot of places outside. You know, I got off my ass, I stopped watching TV, I spent less time on my computer, and I actually went outside into the real world, which might be kind of alien in itself to some of you guys who have grown up in TV computer land. But like when I went out, I started realizing that everything I was discovering around me was like kind of pointing to the fact that reality was nothing like we were told it was at school. Like the evidence is absolutely everywhere. It's unbelievable. Like the symbolism in the churches in the UK, like the sacred geometry hidden in the cathedrals, like it's absolutely everywhere. Like there's secret messages encoded in the churches and the cathedrals trying to share some knowledge and some wisdom with us that we're not taught. That there is a sacred science that we are not taught in school. So yeah, so like when you actually get out of your house and like just stop believing like what you're told about reality, you actually come to see that like there's evidence everywhere that like there was this kind of higher existence, this higher knowledge and these higher beings that existed prior to us that has been like kind of covered up for some reason. So yeah, and I show you Patakaye number 310. More impressive architecture, and these are obviously just the remnants of it. So yeah, so I'm not even really sure what I'm saying, guys. Like I feel like I need to say something else, but I'm not sure what it is. But like this is like there is evidence everywhere, guys, that we are not alone, that extraterrestrials exist. There is evidence everywhere, like even outside your back door, that like highly advanced societies existed in the past. And yeah, so do some research on this yourself. Look up Graham Hancock, John Anthony West, like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, it's Pumapunku in Bolivia, which is just across the border from here, and yeah, and like over there, like in the Archaeological Park somewhere over there, there's like some of the even crazier stuff where there's like temples and stuff cut out stone, like it's looked like it's been cut out with lasers, and they built like little stairways and like doorways going into the rock, which look like portals. And so mucho personas aquí. Tourism season is taking off again. So yeah, so thanks if you've watched this video to the end, because it's kind of been kind of vague and waffly, and I'm not really sure. Like I think I want to prove to you like that this was built by extraterrestrials, but I can't quite. Can you see it? You can almost see in there, like they're just like cut with lasers and they're all slotted together. Like what isn't so difficult, like the Incas possibly could have like ground down individual rocks like this, but to fit them all together with such precision, like it's an incredible architectural feat. If you know any architects, ask them about it. And so the architect I met here agreed with me, and he told me this story that the Incas, the people who like we say built these, they say no, we were taught architecture by an ancient race of beings called Viracocha, and they had magical powers. They could walk on water, and they could create this amazing architecture. And like I said, there's lots of information on the internet about it, on YouTube, about how it's like kind of impossible because we can't reproduce it today. Like everyone says, oh blah blah blah, I don't know what they say. But the fact is that we can't reproduce this today, and no one has reproduced this today. And soon, probably in the next few weeks, I am going to go into the Archaeological Park. There's some pretty cool examples there. If you check out my on my YouTube channel, there's a picture of me sat in front of some stonework. What was the channel? It's called me channeling at an ancient portal, or channeling Yael at an ancient portal, or it's called the Ancient One's Temple. And that is a great example. I'm sat in front of it for the whole channeling, and you can it looks like it's like made of concrete because it's so like precise, but you can clearly see that it's cut out of stone, and it's cut out with like laser-like precision, incredible precision. And so yeah, so I believe that the very foundations of what's left here was built by extraterrestrials. And so yes, this is likely to be a site of first contact because the entire village was actually built by extraterrestrials. Have a great day, guys. Shiva.